Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on my channel. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing well, inshallah. This is our match preview for Algeria against Niger. Algeria's first game in 2023. A year about building a new team, a year about qualifying for AFCON, and a year about getting ready for the Africa Cup of Nations taking place in January of 2024. That's what this year is about. Build that team, qualify for the AFCON. Let's see where we are. Let's go on this journey together as the Algeria rebuild officially kicks off with Algeria against Niger. Ramadan nights under the lights at the Nelson Mandela Stadium in Baraki, where we saw some great ambience and atmosphere for that Chan. Now the main national team are in town. Riyad Mahrez will lead Algeria out in Baraki in the Nelson Mandela Stadium for the first time. What an unbelievable atmosphere we're expecting for this game, despite the fact that with respect we're only playing Niger. So before we get into this game, I'd just like to say that Ramadan is starting on Thursday, inshallah. So Ramadan Mubarak to everyone celebrating, and may our fasts and our prayers be accepted, inshallah. Of course, this game is kicking off at 9 o'clock UK time, 10 o'clock Algerian time. Because of Ramadan, we try to push it as late as possible so that we would play post iftar and give the body enough time to digest food and give time for Tarawih prayers, because of course not only are the players fasting, the supporters are going to be fasting. They'll be wanting to go to the mosque as well, and then I think as the game goes on, more and more people will have finished in the mosque for the night, and they'll seed into the stadium afterwards. So we'll see how the atmosphere is. If there's some empty seats before kick-off, that is probably why. And of course, Ramadan is most definitely a priority out of the two. So Algeria against Niger. Now, looking at the group table, I know it seems a while. Algeria sit top of the group with 6 points out of 6. Niger are actually second. And just like us, Niger are also unbeaten after 2 games. They've played Tanzania and Uganda. They drew both games 1-1. So they scored in both games, drawn 2 games out of 2. Niger coming into this group unbeaten, managed by Cavalli, who used to manage Algeria back in 2005 and 2006. So it's a country he knows well. And of course, another French-speaking manager. Looking at that Niger squad, yes, Majid Bouguera's Chan side in the semi-final dispatched them 5-0. There's a lot more European players and Asian players in this squad. There's some players at some, okay clubs like Sheriff in Moldova. There's a couple of players that play in France in the lower leagues, players in Spain in the lower leagues, players from the Middle East, players playing in the Moroccan league that are in the Niger squad. So, it's not a complete bunch of amateurs, but looking back at recent history, remember before all that Gassama drama in those World Cup qualification groups, we played Niger home and away. We beat them 6-1 at home and 4-0 away, something along those lines. So a complete annihilation of Niger. And when we played them twice in that double header to go to Qatar, this time, looking at the team we have now, I think the players in the squad are better. So we said earlier in the week that Abu Najah was called up. He trained with the squad to replace Islam Slimani, and then the FAF decided to announce that Slimani is actually going to be past fit to train and be moved back into the squad. So I don't know what's happening, but I think the bottom line is that Abu Najah and Slimani are now both in that squad. But either way, if Slimani is in that squad or on the bench, it's unlikely to A, have to use him, B, to need him, and C, for him to be fully recovered from injury to start either game. So there's literally no point, for a variety of reasons, to play Islam Slimani in this game. Now, Algeria will confirm qualification with another 2 wins, so by the end of next week we could be already qualified for the AFCON with 2 games to spare. I think for most people, they're not worried about the AFCON qualification. They want to know, what sort of lineup are Algeria going to name? Well, first of all, I want to see a very attacking team. I want that 5 at the back from the Cameroon games to be binned off. Class, no more of that. 4 at the back, please. Who's going to be in goal? Mandrea, Zugba or Ukija? Belmadi has to pick his number 1. And for me, Anthony Mandrea is the youngest. He's playing in Europe. I know Ukija is as well, and Metz are flying high. But Mandrea for the future for me. We saw how long Rice and Bull he was in goal for 12, 13, 14 years. I want to see Mandrea be the number 1. Back 4. Now, many people are like, they want to see Ait-Nouri and Ben Sebaini, and the only way to do that is to play a 3-back with 2 wing-backs. But we're playing Niger at the moment. I'd go with a 4. But if you look at the squad, Belmadi has taken 9 defenders, so that might indicate the sort of formation he's looking to play. But for me, when you're playing against Niger at home, you want to please the fans. Left back, we need to give as many debuts as possible. This is a competitive qualification CAF fixture. Get these players officially as Algerian international. So left back, Rayan Ait-Nouri. Centre back, Tuba. Centre back, you can play Mandy, you can play Ben Sebaini, you can give Belid his debut. Right back, you can play Van den Kerkhoff there, you can play Mehdi Laris there, you can even play Jawel Hadjem there. So that's a decision to be made. But in terms of that central midfield, we don't need a 3 in there, we need just a 2. It'll be Ismail Benassa for sure, and alongside him I'd put either Nabil Bentaleb or Ramiz Zerouki. Boudaoui has played very, very well this season for Nice, but I know Bentaleb is at Angers and they're going to go down and they're rock bottom of Liga, but I love watching Bentaleb, and I think him and Benassa have got to get their chemistry ready for the AFCON coming up. No point for me to have a 3rd central midfield player. I'd play a front 4, assuming in this team that everyone's fit and no late last-minute injuries come up, of course. Riyad Mahrez will play on that right. Got a sort of a cam number 10. I'd put Shaibi in that number 10 position. On the left, straight in, Bouanani, reward him for his desire to play for Algeria. Bouanani, Shaibi, Riyad Mahrez, and up front, Andy Delors for me should play in that role. And of course, you can make a lot of substitutions. You can make more than 3 changes now. You can make 5 changes. It's not like the old days. So you can bring on Amora. You can bring on Bounedjah. You can bring on Belali. You can bring on Boudaoui, Zerouki. You can bring on Hadjem, Ben Sebaini. There's good options here. You can even change the goalkeeper. You know, back in the day, they used to change the keeper at half-time if it was a comfortable game. So Algeria-Niger, taking place Thursday the 23rd of March, the opening day of Ramadan as well. Kick-off is at 9 in the UK, 10 in Algeria. And we will be live on the channel, inshallah, to watch the game together, post-iftar, and then we'll do a review afterwards, so on and so forth. What is my match prediction for this game? I can't lie, guys, I'm absolutely buzzing. Algeria 10, Niger 0. Double digits, mate. We're going to get 10. We're getting 10. I want to see hat-tricks. I want stat padding, right? Ronaldo does it against Luxembourg. Delors, play up front, mate. Bang a hat-trick. Stat pad. That's what I want to see. I want to see a Shaibi debut goal. I want to see Bouanani debut goal. So, Algeria against Niger. Guys, please drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and leave your score predictions in the comments down below for Algeria against Niger. Thank you so much for watching. Ramadan Mubarak once again. I'll see you next time.